The beginning of 2014 was pretty rough when it came to anime. We had some bangers, and then we had shows like Pupa. I'll let you Google that on your own. Fun fact, the entire thing's literally on YouTube, unscathed, so there's that I guess. But there was one show that stood out while I was browsing through Crunchyroll, and it was Hamatora the Animation. You could immediately tell that this show was going to be something special. The art was unique, colorful, and full of personality, and yet it still remains as this obscure and forgotten show. So I'm going to do what I do best and bring some light onto what I believe to be one of the hidden gems of 2014. Minimum holders are people who have manifested powers at a young age. It could be something as broad as superhuman strength to something useless like growing out your nails. Our main characters, Nice and Murasaki, make up the minimum holder PI duo, or Hamatora. Together, they take on pretty much every and any task because they're broke. All the while, there's a series of murders taking place behind the scenes, and all the victims share one thing in common. They were all minimum holders. But let's just put that to the side for now. This is one of those shows where you're given bits and pieces of information throughout the episode, and it all somehow makes sense by the end of it. Take episode 1 for example. Nice chose to investigate a series of serial kidnappings involving college girls. Murasaki chose to open a mysterious safe belonging to the wealthy Toyosaki family. Meanwhile, Ratio and Birthday took on a bodyguard job. But it turns out that all 3 jobs were one of the same. Mr. Toyosaki over here had been sleeping with college girls, one of which had overheard him muttering the password to his safe. The kidnappers were hired to look for this girl, who also happens to be the one Birthday and Ratio were hired to protect. We then get to the obligatory action montage and one of the most badass lines a character has ever said. "Anta ni oto ga mieru." After all is said and done, Murasaki opens the safe and... The presentation is what makes this show. It's got Monogatari vibes with these brief scene flashes, and the characters themselves are bright and have this really aesthetic gradient to their hair. Whenever someone uses their minimum, you get transported to this psychedelic trance. I don't know what the f is going on with the opening, but it do be jammers. But more than anything, the characters are what got me. One of the things I love seeing is just the group just bullshitting around. Birthday is my favorite character for this reason. He's just such a f***ing moron. バースデーが警察に連行されたそうです. Not just him, but everyone plays off each other so well. There's never a dull moment with these guys. Now back to the plot. Remember how I said there was a bunch of people dying? Yeah, it was done by this guy over here. Moral's whole purpose was to give power to the weak. You see, minimum holders are regarded as the creme de la creme. You're basically granted privilege above everyone else, regardless of what minimum you've manifested. Moral decided, you know what, why don't I just give everyone a minimum? And to do that, he had to harvest the brains of existing minimum holders. And the powers these people manifested ranged from bad to totally what the fuck. Take this guy for example. He wanted to shift the status quo and strive for true equality, when in reality, people were just killing each other, which, yeah, I guess that's the same thing. Did he care if people die? Nope. Actually, all this was just a ruse so that he could be on equal footing as Nice, so that he could go down in his cubicle if you catch my Tokyo drift. But this event does shed some light on Hamatora's major theme of jealousy and inequality. Everyone struggles with their own weakness, whether it's Art's inability to manifest a minimum of his own, or Murasaki's inferiority complex towards Nice. As painful as it sounds, it's a part of who we are. It'd be weird if we were all yep-cock men to each other and have no minds of our own. Some struggle with this more than others, but it's being able to keep on living that matters. Yeah, people can call you sussy, but you know deep down that you're not a baka. If there's a goob, there's also a gaba. I was, but then I realized how much of a downgrade it was from season 1. It wasn't bad per se, but it just didn't have the same charm. There was a whole lot of political stuff that happened which I didn't care for in the slightest. If a sequel is good, people will praise it. If it's bad, they'll talk, but if it's just average, then who cares? Trust me, if you're looking for some dumb action with an eccentric cast of characters, Hamatora Season 1 has got you.